My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Now, as I've come on to say that there may be little times that I'll have to take little breaks and little moments in between my videos, and kind of took a long one here between this and the last because it is the same day, but just kind of want to mention that we had a storm come through here, and all the pressure, it kind of bothered my sinuses a little bit. It gave me the bad allergies. I kind of had to rest that off, take a Mucinex, and feel like I got to feeling much better. But I'd say with these horses, I'm kind of taking them a step at a time and seeing how much further they can go. And to this little step we're about to take here, just another little thing you will see. And I come down now to where I will begin to do a little shaving along the neck up to the head, and kind of work my way along with this, make it so it's going to come out a little finer and better as we go the long way about it, and just take it up just a little further away. And I say just kind of put a little work into the skull and the head, and just kind of remove a little, kind of shaving around and taking down where I say that we kind of work a long ways to make it so it's going to be its own little neat thing. Kind of got a little ways to go up here along the neck here as well. Kind of take it where it kind of, I just say it needs to be, and then kind of work along the way just to sort of put it in its place, and kind of make it so it's going to be a little more narrow down to that. And sort of say like and the knife just slipped there. Luckily we didn't chop off the whole head, but I'd say that if we got a little bit of the ear, it might be okay. Kind of have to take things a little gradually here, probably trying to chip off too much at once. I tell you, that gets to be a problem, when you try to get off too much, you're just going to cause little slips here and there. There are some projects you do where you're probably supposed to take off big chips, but with this one, the chips ought to be smaller, and you're probably, if you're taking them real big, it probably means you're going a little too fast. And occasionally I might still go a little too fast. I've learned for the most part to try not to do that so much, and Calvin Grant's no longer around to really coach me in that, so we kind of have to take it all down to where a little can do. And see, you kind of make the head, the neck like that, so it kind of comes out a little good in its ways. I say, for another little step, I tell y'all, we kind of got one little ways to go here. I say just kind of work along and make a little headways with the little horsey, and take it so it's going to brighten a little ways unto us, and see how this little piece of work shall make a good way to be to us. I say, kind of just work along here, make this the way it goes, and see how just a little chipping can do you the best little bit of good work that you're going to need in your little craft now and then, just to try to get it in the right little place where a little stuff needs to be, and try to see how just all this is the kind of work we have made. I say that just kind of awkward ways, I say, and all that we do. I tell y'all that little times in our lives we have things that we can say and do, and have little times where it's going to come out as good as it can be, because we're going to shave along, make things just a good little way they ought to be. And so I see a horse's mane coming out of this, and I'd say that the neck is going to be of good and great leverage for just a small type of trashy work. And so here's a little step we'll take, kind of work a little bit along and try to remove so much more, I say, from just a little head space of the little horse. Kind of almost makes you think about those headless horsemen in that story. And I tell y'all that we don't really make a lot of those. I'd say that wise men could have rode on anything, camels or horses or anything else in their days. So I say this is just what my type of project and work is truly about, kind of removing chippy stuff to see how horsies can just make a fine little way. Make it so we're going to kind of remove the little chipping along. I say, this is just where my kind of work comes in, to make something so we want to see all the good of it come happen our way. I say, oh gosh, it's just one little pride of a work and joy of a hobby. I say, kind of making it where we can work along little projects, make things seem like short-lived days of our lives. I say, oh, and kind of like this little thing is going to come out little bit of a sort of a masterpiece style, and come down to where horsey is going to lay a lot and be a lot, make its own hay. And I'd say we kind of got the front of the leg done along there. Might kind of take the same little step on this one as well. Try to work our way in as much as we'd like to, as much as we can, and try to just trim a little, carve away, just to make something so it's going to turn out a little special, as work always does. And for all things, you see, this is what's going to be. Just one little saw mark to get off there and come down to where you can just see the kind of work that this will be. I think there's a little place of the knife there we've kind of got to get rid of a little bit and kind of shave that away, make it so we get rid of that whole little crazy little line there. I say, oh, you got a lot of work in you. You got to fool with yourself. I say, come down to where this is just one little line in our life where we kind of do this away. Got rid of that little knife mark there. Think I'm going to try to take care of a little bit more on this side too. Try to remove a little bit more wood from the body and kind of make it so it's going to be a bright little merry horse that goes around on a little racetrack. I say, bless the children and bless the days and bless all the horses that feed on the hay and run the races and serve the people, because we know even in the Bible days, horses were an animal that were kind of used as a vehicle, you know. Sometimes horses and oxen were used to draw carts, and they were just creatures that had their little awkward ways about them. Bless a little child of Eden and soul of mercy. I say, oh, little joys and carving and stuff can surely give you a little fear, you know. I say that this is just joyous work we got in our hands. Kinda see what a little horsey does, and screw all that. It's going out of its freaking way. I say that that little step we just took on this, kinda going around the neck and the body, we'll take that same little rounding off step up here on this one too, and kind of go the same way up the very other side, kind of remove a little more wood as we take it along to show that it's going to be a fancy little horse that rides around, sees what it sees, and oh, I say, oh, I tell y'all, little manes and works, they kind of make themselves in for a nice little pet. And you know, there's been creatures in years that said different things at different times. They all had little meanings at different things at different times. And kind of like how people kind of at times just had their little ways with the Chinese calendar and all the little animals that represented the different years. I don't remember exactly what all those animals were for each year, but they kind of had one that was significant to each year, and all the things they kind of say, and they kind of considered you to have the spirit of whatever animal was the one of the year in the year of your birth. So I say that kind of like carving away is just kind of a joy to have, and all you can do is make it so it's special as a work, and made it also to where I think these heads, they almost look like they're kind of interestingly little robot shaped. And there's going to be a little bit more rounding around to do when we get down to that, but it's getting to the point where we're getting close to the end of this video, and all I have to say and all I have to share and tell you all. So I say, we just kind of got little chips going about us, and got to get them off into the pan, make it so we have our work done in mysteriously interesting ways. And I say that I've got a week to recover, a week to rest, and a few more days to go at my job. So it's almost getting to be the summer break time, and about time for me to be able to get some rest and relaxation that I need. So I thank you all for coming on and watching, for staying tuned, for hearing all I have to say, seeing all I have to do. Take care and keep in touch. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.